Factually inaccurate.
Morally correct. This is Babylon Bee Radio. Our top story. The mood around the nation's capital was somber today after congressional leaders made the declaration that any member who refuses to bow down before the bust of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky would be thrown into a fiery furnace. Conservative voters were taken aback when South Carolina Republican Congressman Joe Wilson presented legislation to place a permanent bust in a prominent location in the Capitol.
I think some of these members of Congress must have attended a few too many cocaine orgies. Placing a bust of a Ukrainian president in the U.S. Capitol could only seem like a good idea if you're really, really high.
Rumors spread that Congress was seeking to appease Zelensky with the bust after he submitted yet another request for funding for Ukraine's war against Russia. Speaking under condition of anonymity, one lawmaker said,
"We're actually running out of money to give him. Unless we raise taxes and bring in more from our citizens, we don't have much more to offer."
Leaders of both houses of Congress have given orders to heat the U.S. Capitol's fiery furnace 7 times hotter in preparation for executing any dissenting lawmakers. Following the new tradition of erecting disturbing modern art monuments for prominent historical figures, the city of Auburn has unveiled a bronze statue of abolitionist and Underground Railroad leader Harriet Tubman's left big toe. "We felt that this was a fitting tribute for the great Harriet Tubman," said Brandon Quesada, chairman of the city's Artistic Initiatives Committee. Knowing that Boston was unveiling the unspeakably creepy The Embrace statue from Dr. Martin Luther King that bears a striking resemblance to various human organs smashed together in an ungodly chimeric abomination from the pit of hell, creating a monument depicting Ms. Tubman's left big toe and nothing else for some cryptic reason seemed like the right move. The city, which became home to Ms. Tubman and her family following the Civil War and also serves as her final resting place, was expecting a large influx of tourists this summer due to the presence of the new statue. Already considering rebranding the city's official name to Toe Town, officials were excited to take full advantage of the publicity the monument was sure to attract. Citizens of Auburn seemed less enthusiastic.
If you're wanting to honor Harriet Tubman's contributions to the abolition of slavery and the leading of slaves to safety via the Underground Railroad, why would you choose her big toe? And why the left big toe specifically? Is this some weird political statement?
Other reports from around the country indicated that this movement would continue, with Boston looking to unveil a statue of Paul Revere's tonsils, Montgomery, Alabama making plans for a monument depicting Rosa Parks' spleen, and Tuskegee University announcing the placement of a statue of Booker T. Washington's right kidney. President Joe Biden has called on Americans to refrain from cooking with gas stoves for the next 2 weeks to help, quote, flatten the curve.
It's real simple, folks. These gas stoves have brought upon us a terrible pandemic of asthma, brain damage, and scurvy. Now, folks, I still believe in America. I believe we can beat these stoves, and it starts with us coming together to flatten the curve of, you know the thing. For just 2 weeks, America. Not a joke.
In addition to the 2-week ban on gas stoves, Surgeon General Vivek Murthy has also recommended social distancing from gas stoves for the foreseeable future. After the 2 weeks, if you must cook on a gas stove, we recommend doing so from a safe distance of 6 feet. We advise all kitchens be marked 6 feet from the gas stove and ingredients be lobbed at your pans from that safe distance. The science on this is settled. All of these precautions should be continued until Moderna comes out with their brand new gas stove vaccine. While many Americans have heeded the president's call, the administration has expressed deep frustration at the stubborn refusal of Republican-leaning areas. MSNBC's Rachel Maddow.
We have to have consequences for people who refuse to follow the science and risk the lives of others by continuing to cook with gas. The first step ought to be a stove passport, which only allows those with electric stoves to participate in society. If that's not sufficient, then we must refuse hospital beds to those who brought sickness on themselves with their ignorant choice of stove.
At airtime, the Biden administration had extended the 2-week time frame to whenever the next president is sworn in. The White House is now on edge as investigators reveal the 4th stash of classified documents from Biden's tenure as vice president was found deep in his colon. White House physician Kevin O'Connor.
A routine colonoscopy revealed hundreds, possibly thousands of partially chewed, top-secret documents crammed in the president's digestive tract. It seems many of them were eaten, while hundreds of others were inserted rectally by an unknown party or Biden himself. We've handed over all partially digested documents to the special counsel in charge of the investigation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I need a shower.
Officials are at this point unclear whether the documents were ingested on purpose or swallowed inadvertently. As sources say, President Biden has always had a folksy, endearing habit of putting random things in his mouth and swallowing them. Doctors confirmed the colonoscopy also turned up another hard drive linked to Hunter Biden. Meghan Markle, beloved American princess and thespian, announced that her husband, Prince Harry, would soon begin a lengthy and painful transition into Princess Harriet, a decision he made of his own free will without any coercion whatsoever. The announcement was made as part of a press conference for the release of Spare, Prince Harry's heartbreaking memoir that was definitely not ghostwritten by his wife. Markle answered nearly all questions from the press, but did allow her husband to read a prepared statement.
I am Prince Henry Charles Albert David, Duke of Sussex, Earl of Dumbarton, Baron Kill no more. From this day forth I shall be known as Princess Harriet of Santa Barbara.
Witnesses report the bearded princess then turned to his wife for loving support.
Did I read that right? Please love me. Oh, and this decision has nothing to do with Meghan. It's all me. I'm a pretty girl.
He quickly added after Markle began prodding him with a stick. According to sources, the two princesses intend to go on a second honeymoon once Harry's transformation into Harriet is complete.
I'm a lady, and because I'm a lady, I like to do ladies' things.
They've asked for privacy during this period since it will be the subject of a new Netflix documentary, and they want to avoid spoilers. Male M&Ms everywhere are rejoicing after the announcement by Mars Incorporated that the female M&Ms now have their own bag. The male M&Ms expect this change will finally give them some much sought-after peace and quiet. According to sources, the red, yellow, blue, and orange M&Ms are hoping this means they can finally get a little rest and relaxation, lounge around all day, and just hang out with the bros without being nagged to death.
Yeah, empowered women empower women, or whatever it is, right guys?
Said the red M&M.
It's more important than ever to support women and give them their own space and stuff. And I guess us boys having our own bag to stretch out in that's chatter and drama-free is pretty nice too.
When asked for comment, the orange M&M described his experience so far without the female M&Ms in the bag.
It's amazing in here now. We're free to snore, no need to clean up after ourselves or put the seat back down, and I can man-spread as much as I want. We should have pushed for this female empowerment stuff years ago.
At our time, the male M&Ms were, quote, kinda sorta, starting to miss the girls again as life in the bag was starting to smell. Everyone was getting hungry, and they needed help taking care of the minis. After urging from environmental activists, the World Economic Forum, and Bill Nye the Science Guy, Arby's has changed its slogan to, "We have the bugs."
We felt it was time for us to shed our archaic, meat-centric image and promote a more environmentally friendly cuisine,
said Samber Rothborg, the new Chief Diversity Officer for Arby's.
It's important that we acknowledge our shameful past while charting a course forward into a more sustainable future for all of us.
Rothborg's eyes then glazed over and she seemed to shut down like an android. Arby's will now offer roast mealworms, roast crickets, and roast Pfizer mRNA protein cubes instead of their traditional offering of delicious food. Climate experts agree this move could contribute to a 0.000000003 degree global temperature drop within 52 trillion years.
We at the World Economic Forum are proud of the steps Arby's is taking to save the planet,
said Chairman Klaus Schwab. At airtime, Burger King announced they were changing their slogan from "You Rule" to "Easily digestible protein sources such as fried grasshoppers rule." Babylon Bee Radio features officially curated content from the Babylon Bee, scripted, voiced, and produced by Austin Robertson. Additional voices in this episode: Chris, Jared, Jason, Kirsty, and Sam. Don't miss an episode. Subscribe to Bee Radio on YouTube, Spotify, and at babylonbee.com/podcasts.